Hi, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the Bison Video Blog. Along with Jeff Kolpack, I'm Izzo as we get ready for Game 2 of conference play for North Dakota State, heading on the road to Plaster Field as the Bison will take on Missouri State, a road trip that has produced some head-scratchers, some headaches for Bison football since they entered the Missouri Valley in 2008. But before we do anything, we have a ceremonial deal I guess we have to take care of, because it appears finally, it's almost as long as Missouri Valley's winless streak in conference play. You won in the nickel. So I will do the honors since you won. You got the head-to-head tiebreaker.
Does my face still
I don't
exist?
even know. We're going to find that out.
Does it still exist
we'll
on the
find
other side
out
of the
here.
nickel?
It looks so good on this side, but apparently, yes,
Oh,
it is still
Look at
there.
that.
Wow.
Drum roll, please.
There it is. So your mighty one game that you chose to go against me.
I'd like to thank my genius pick on University of North Dakota and Bubba Schweitzer.
Yeah, there you go, huh?
Who said the 3-4 defense, Bubba, is meant to stop the option? Did I not say that all week?
You are a great FCS mind.
For one weekend.
What else can I say? All right, let's talk. Well, first, you and I have been there numerous times to Springfield. Chris Kleiman said today in his press conference he imagines it's not going to be what we've seen. The Bison have went there the last, I think, 3 times. It's been late in the season, Jeff. We're talking November. It's not obviously late in the season, so there's a lot of optimism around the Bear program. What do you think they're going to have for a scene on Saturday?
It's funny, you get these visions of fields whenever you go on the road, and my really lasting vision and memory of Missouri State to this date, and so we've been there several times now, it's always misty, rainy,
it's not nice.
Cloudy. It's just not nice.
No.
So hopefully this will be different. But we don't know anything about the Bears. They played a NAIA team to start the season. They only played half a game at Kansas State before that game got stopped because of bad weather. Played a bad Murray State team out of Ohio Valley, but then they go on the road and knock off a ranked team in Indiana State. So I don't know what you have here.
Caleb Crowder had a monster game, and this is one of his many big runs he had in Terre Haute. And I think for all of us that were following the scores on Saturday, this one was maybe next to the South Dakota State-Western Illinois game, the one that made us scratch our heads. I'm like, what is going on after what Indiana State did the week before against Illinois State? Now, Dave Steckel in his second year, and this is a team that was a mess last year. And we saw it, obviously, when the Bison won. And you asked Chris Kleiman this, can you even look at last year's game tape? And he said no, basically. There's nothing to get out of that. So this is a team, I think, that still we don't know a whole lot about. I think you hit the nail right on the head. I'm not sure how NDSU game plans for a team that's just a big question mark.
I'm a little suspicious if Indiana State really showed up on this game, because they came off. They had a big win over Illinois State the week before. And that was a game that was decided late in the game, and it was really, I think, a big deal for them to beat the Redbirds, on campus at Indiana State. Then you say you got to get up for every game, right?
And it's another back-to-back home game. You've always been leery of those. 2 in a row at home is always kind of, and NDSU's been bit by that in the past as well, and that's what it was.
Why do you think that is, though? Do you think
you're not? I guess you're maybe too comfortable in your own routine to get out there and go back on the road. Who knows? But I think you're right. Whatever happened, they got stomped on, and now here come the Bison into this game, and they are relatively healthy. They're going to deal with Eric Perkins. He will not be in the lineup for that game. And Perkins, 2 years ago, this is when he first shone on his new role at punt return. He had a couple of big ones in that win at Missouri State 2 years ago.
Perkins is great. He's so versatile, and he's just one of these team players and he's so shifty. He's 5'7", 5'8", a tough kid. He'll stick his nose in there, and he's hard to tackle. You just can't say, again, you can't say, just throw in Darius Shepard on
and you'll be fine, right?
Anytime you lose any kind of depth, it's going to have an effect somehow.
Look at now, speaking of depth, Bruce Anderson did not play in the game on Saturday in the win over Illinois State. Chris Kleiman does not know his availability yet. He's dealing with a lower leg injury, and obviously that's something, that explosiveness that we saw at Iowa, and I thought that was Anderson's best game to date, was missing from the game on Saturday. Granted, NDSU didn't need him. They had enough explosive plays, but his availability, I think, is a big question mark on Saturday.
My sense, though, is that he's going to practice this week. That's what the head coach said today. He expects him to start practicing. Probably held him out last week if he wasn't 100%. He's kind of more of that slot back now a little bit.
With Morlock moving too, especially, it moves into that kind of role.
I thought he's so productive. That's a great play for him, is that jet sweep.
Yeah. Now, Mo State, with that win, ended some really nasty streaks. A 13-game Valley winless streak, and not one since 2014.
More nasty than this streak?
It was. I think it was worse than that one.
Worse than that one.
First win over a ranked team since October of 2013. First ranked road win since October of 2012. This is a program, when Terry Allen was there, granted, they went on that downward slide. I think it probably started around 2012, but they were nationally known. They had some big-time wins. What is it going to take for this team to get in? Will they ever be in the upper half of the Valley?
In the words of Joe Glenn, birthdays. I think they need birthdays. They're still a pretty young team, especially on the line. Their middle linebacker is a senior, Dylan Cole. He's one of the best players in the country, and he's good, and he'll be an all-conference type of player, but they just need to grow up a little more. When they left the Dome last year after the 55-0 win, that was one of the most pathetic teams I've ever seen in the Valley, and Dave Steckel's in his first year. So you got to say, okay, it was house cleaning time to figure out and build this program back. I thought beating Indiana State was a pretty big step just for confidence.
Now, they're also dealing with some nasty stuff off the field. Their starting quarterback in Breck Riddick got suspended the day before the Kansas State game for conduct detrimental to the team. They find out later he's allegedly broke a jaw of a dog. He's on animal cruelty charges, so he's indefinitely suspended from the team. So they have a backup quarterback going in, and you've got this surrounding the team. It's just, that's another, it's another distraction going on away from the field that for a young team that they just don't want to deal with right now.
Brody Lambert's a senior from Arlington, Texas, so this guy's been around the block.
He came in and played last week.
Yeah, so it's not like you're throwing some freshmen in there. At least you have somebody who, again, it's like Matt Plank. You're not just throwing somebody behind Nick DeLuca, but who doesn't know what's going on.
Is this a trap game? This has been a spot where the Bison have struggled. Everyone will point to that 2010 game. I look even more at that 2012 game where the Brock Jensen threw the pick six and NDSU had a rally to win that one. What do you make of the? And then Carson Wentz threw 2 picks in 2014 down there.
I guess you could say anytime you're playing a team like Missouri State who's struggled in recent years, it'd be a trap game, but I don't think so. I think you're on the road, and that maybe takes a little bit out of it. You're in a routine. There's 60 guys. I think you're not going home and listening to your buddies around campus saying how bad this team was last year. So I don't think it's a trap game. I think it's too early to call it a trap game.
Bison have won 7 straight away from Fargo. The other matchups this weekend, we already called it for Illinois State on life support. They get Youngstown in Normal this week, and I think that's our first look into Youngstown to see how good they really are. Granted, against an Illinois State that's kind of licking its own wounds right now, but Youngstown beat up on South Dakota last week. They still really haven't played anybody yet. I'm curious on that game on Saturday.
Brock's back. Illinois State in his first 3-game losing streak since he's been there. And he took that program over. They were doing just okay, and he took it to pretty big heights. I think this is a big week for their program because if they lose 4 in a row, you can spiral things, and then it takes a while to get that mojo back.
What do you make of what happened with Western on Saturday night? Just blitzed at South Dakota State.
What happened to the team I saw against Northern Illinois?
They didn't show up on Saturday night. No way.
They look so crisp and so strong against the
MAC. And the Jacks looked just like that. They were crisp and strong. They were fantastic Saturday night.
You said on the radio, though, every time Stiglmeier's teams faces some sort of must-win game, maybe it was Big E that said that they seem to come through and really pull it together.
South Dakota State goes on the road, and that's a tough trip, too, to Carbondale against Southern Illinois. When we get to this time of year, you just throw everything, because you have no idea. You think you're going to get a win, and then what happens on Saturday night in Brookings happens, or whatever, when the Bison play in Springfield.
Do we know anything about Southern Illinois?
That's another question mark, too. We really don't know anything about Nick Hill's team with SIU coming off a loss on the road at Northern Iowa. Full week of coverage to get you ready for the Bison and the Bears from Springfield, both on Inform.com and WDAY.com. And we'll be there on Saturday on game day. We'll see you next week.